Hi, this is David Dusek, Senior Editor with Golfweek magazine. This is Sean O'Hare, TaylorMade and PGA Tour. Sean, how are things going?
Very good. Very
cool.
Good.
So TaylorMade's come out with a new M1 driver.
Mm-hmm.
And what does it take to get a new driver, or basically any of these clubs, into your bag? What do you go through as far as the seating process and the fitting process?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of hype, a lot of talk about this driver on tour.
Sure.
I haven't tested this driver yet, but a lot of guys that have say nothing but good things about it. So I'm pretty excited to try it out. But for me, I gotta, obviously hit it on the range, kind of get a feel for it, get it dialed in, because there's a lot of adjustments on this driver.
Right.
And get it suited for the ball flight that I want. And then once I do that, it's a matter of taking it on the golf course, practicing with it, and getting that confidence that I can take it basically on tour with me.
At the beginning of the process, when you're working on the new driver, TaylorMade comes to you. Do you instinctively look at and see the flight? Do you ask and look about TrackMan numbers?
I'm not a TrackMan. I'm not a big TrackMan guy.
Okay.
So numbers really don't mean anything to me. Some optimal numbers aren't necessarily the ball flight that I want. I'm more of a ball flight guy. So when I'm on the range or when I'm on the golf course, I look for, the first thing I look for is the launch that I want.
Okay, so the launch angle, you want to see it in
I
that window.
I don't want it super high. Obviously, I don't want it really low, but I kind of like more of a mid-flight trajectory. And the other thing I look for in a driver is making sure if I hit it a little bit on the toe, there's not a quick snap to it.
Okay.
That's the thing that I loved about the R15 is with this weight, I can adjust it towards the toe.
Right.
And by doing that, you're basically moving the sweet spot a little towards the toe. And that's kind of my tendency is if I miss a drive, I hit a little bit on the toe. So other than that, I like to hit draws and fades with my driver, so I'm not too much of a bias in that regard.
Leave it pretty neutral.
And as far as like when I set the driver down, I have a certain look I want. I never really want the face of the driver looking shut to me. If anything, I want it dead square, if a little bit open. Yeah.
Okay. Is it more difficult for you to put a new driver in your bag or new irons in your bag?
That's a good question. I actually think it's harder to find a driver that fits you. For me personally, though, I'm kind of an iron guy. The irons better be perfect for me to make a switch. And like I said, I haven't tested this equipment out yet, and I'm excited to do so. But it looks great, and that's the first thing is it's got to look good for you to even try it.
Aesthetically, you guys on the PGA Tour won't even consider a new set of irons.
Absolutely
if you'll
not.
just put it down there to dress, if there's something wrong, they're out.
I will not put, especially with irons, if the top line or the shape of it doesn't look right. I won't even consider testing it.
Same thing with wedges, and I ask that because obviously wedge grinds and the way that the sole interacts with the turf, the sand, that's a pretty personal kind of a thing. How often do you sort of have to switch out of wedges, and how open are you to putting potentially new products that TaylorMade or other companies may come out with into play?
Yeah, like with the driver, if I test that, I mean, obviously I'm going to hit a few drives with it next week in Chicago. And if I feel like it's immediately a better improvement, I won't be afraid to put it in play.
Okay.
But I have to have that reassurance that it's going to work out for me. As far as irons are concerned, you're right. For me, it's all about the sole, how it goes through the turf, and you got to do different conditions, firm conditions, soft conditions, out of the bunkers.
Wedges are so personal.
Out of the rough, and then wedges is so huge. It's all about the bounce, and obviously look is very very important. But for me, it's how I can put the spin on. Can I control the spin when I want to spin? Can I take off spin if I want to take off spin?
One last thing, you mentioned that you're not really a numbers guy. You don't really pay attention to TrackMan and such like that. When you're working with a driver, for example, this M1 has a lot of adjustability. You can move the center of gravity up and down. You can move it backwards and forwards. All different kinds of things that you can do with this. With that much adjustability, you can obviously change shafts as well. How do you, as sort of person who's working with maybe out on tour, Keith Sabarbro, some of the guys in the TaylorMade truck, do you work to try and get the adjustability in there? Do you do it yourself? Do you get other people to help you? Is another set of eyes?
Yeah, the guys out here are really good. I mean, obviously they're designing the driver, so they know what the heck they're talking about. As far as the shaft is concerned, I've been playing the same shaft, basically my whole career out here. So I'm sticking to the same shaft. Whatever works. So I'm just kind of taking their word for what I need. I mean, if I'll tell them the kind of flight that I'm looking for, and if I hit a drive and I have some concerns, I'll express those concerns, and they'll figure out a way to kind of dial it in for me.
Cool, sounds good. Best of luck at BMW. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.